weird kind of sort of crap shite fucking things I could fucking do, but basically hermaphrodited. I'm a bit drunk and I really want to go to sleep actually, because I got worky in the morning. So I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know, what shall I do? Something really interesting that is really going to be boom, boom, nah. That's like orange marmalade, isn't it? But I was saying, Robert, when we were kids, I mean, kind of like we went to Howdale School. That's right, we were talking about Howdale School, weren't we? In fact, funny thing is, Paul Salou. You ever heard of Paul Salou? Good mate of mine. Someone I knew Paul. Me and Paul Salou, we were at Howdale School together. Went to Howdale School, and which was like that sort of building, the old sort of Stuart building, sort of as long as had the Cecil stuff and stuff like that. We learned a lot about history at Howdale School. Do you remember Howdale School? It was like a manor house. It wasn't like one of these concrete street buildings. Howdale School was like it was a manor house. It was a fucking manor house that had been turned into a school. It's a beautiful place to go to school. Beautiful primary school. Absolutely wonderful. Paul Salou. I met Paul Salou again in about 1994. That's right, I met Paul Salou again in 1994. Because me and Paul Salou, we went on a march about this, about the age of consent, the gay age of consent. That's right, I met Paul Salou last. Last time I saw Paul Salou. Actually, the last time I saw Paul Salou, I think it was at the march about the age of consent for gay sex, to lowering it down to 16 from 21. In fact, in 1994, we managed to get the age of consent lowered to 18 in 1994. In 1994, that was where we got the age of consent lowered to 18. That was done. Paul Salou, you were there. And Derek Jarman died that very same night, Paul. Funny thing is, about AIDS, Paul Salou. Do you remember 1994? Paul Salou. You remember that night in 1994? We went on this march, Paul, to lower the age of consent down to 18 for gay sex. We were trying to lower it down. Well, we were trying to lower it down to 16 in 1994. Paul Salou, you were there. And we were trying to lower the age of consent down to 16. It was the very night that Derek Jarman died, wasn't it, Paul? So Paul Salou. That was exactly the same night. I don't know what date it was, Paul. So Paul Salou. I don't know what date it was. April, something like that, but I can't remember. But it was the very night that Derek Jarman died, wasn't it? That was also the very night that Derek Jarman actually died. It was the night we went on that march, Paul Salou. We went on that march to lower the age of consent down to 18 for gay sex, yeah? We were trying to get to lower it down to 16, weren't we, Paul? Paul Salou. We were trying to lower the age of gay sex down to 16. It was the very night that Derek Jarman died, Paul Salou. It was the very, very exact night that Derek Jarman actually died. We marched on this march to lower the age of consent for gay sex, trying to lower it from 21. It was 21 years old. I'm sorry, but in 1994, in 1994, the legal age for gay sex was 21. Isn't that true? Paul Salou. I said Paul Salou. That's absolutely true. Yes. In the year 1994 in Britain, the legal age for gay sex was 21. It was, Paul, you remember? It was 21 years old before you could have gay sex. In 1994, Paul, it's true. In 1994, legally, you had to be 21 to have gay sex. That is absolutely true. You had to be 21. Now, in 1994, Paul Sellew and me, Bill Bailey, William Joseph Bailey, we went on this march, didn't we, in London, on the night of the vote. Because the MPs decided to have a vote, didn't they? Yes. And the Members' Parliament decided to have a vote to lower the age of consent from 21 down to 16. Yes? We had a vote to lower it down to 16. And on that day, in 2014, we managed, it was under John Major. It was John Major's government in 2000, was it 2014? No, 1994. 1994, that's about, fucking hell, that's 24 years ago. Shit, Paul. I said, Paul, that's 24 years ago. That was 24 years ago. Anyway, we managed to get the government lowered it. Actually, they did lower it down to 18 in 1994. It was absolutely in fact, the very night that Derek Jarman died. Derek Jarman was a filmmaker, you see. But it was the exact night that Derek Jarman died. Because Paul Sellew. I've known Paul Sellew since I was about 5 years old, alright? Paul Sellew. I've known him since we were 5 years old. Went to Halfdale School together. We fucking went to Halfdale School together. Since we were 5 fucking years old. Right? Okay. We went on this march, yeah? We managed to get the age of consent down to 18 in 1994. In 1994, we got the age of consent for gay sex down to 18. You know? That took another 10 years to get it down to 16. You know what I mean? Haven't gone down to 3.5 yet, but I'm working on it. Bloke came up to me and says, "So, you think you're God?" So I smashed his head in with a hammer. And yeah, I never saw him again, but never mind. Yeah, but actually, me and Paul Sellew, we went on this protest march. And it was actually the night that Derek Jarman died. Like it was the fucking night that Derek Jarman died. Actually, can't remember what day it was offhand, but you know, look it up on the completes. We managed to get the age of consent down to 18 that night. We did get it down to 18. It was quite an achievement. That was under John Major, so you know. Thank you. It took about another 10 years to get it down to 16. Still. I'm 52 now. We're 52 now. Are we 52? No, we're 51. Sorry. 66. 2016 was 50. I keep forgetting my 50th. So did everybody else. Funny thing, I keep forgetting my 50th birthday. So did everybody else. Do you know, only my mother remembers my 50th. Long time ago. 52 now. 52. And I'm 52. So I'm 52 now. 52. We're 52. And Dan Barnes. Dan Barnes is also 52. Let me throw a few names at you. Do you mind if I just throw a few names at you? Roger Deans. Are you still alive? I've tried to find you fuckers on. Have you ever tried to find someone on Facebook who you used to know long ago? I can't do it now. So I'm looking for some of the old fuckers who I used to know. Some of the old pals who I used to have fun with. Right. I can't do it on Facebook. I was... That's right. I have a hat back on this. But it's a bit closer. A bit far away. No, it seems a bit far away. Alright, here's a good one. Any of you fuckers still alive? Do you remember Howdell School? Here's a few names. 1971. Gary Stoker. Gary Stoker. Are you still alive? Yes, you are, because I know your dad, actually. Basil, isn't it? It's Basil, isn't it? How is your dad doing, by the way? How is Basil doing? I like Basil. He's a lovely bloke, your dad is. Actually, I haven't seen Gary Stoker for several years. But I do know his dad. I do know your mum and dad. Lovely people. I'm a postman, you see. I'm a postman, Hatfield. I'm Bill. Do you remember Bill, Gary? Bill, that's me. Yeah, but I know your parents as well. I know where they live. And there was I think David Brown went to Howdell School. And Stephen Archer. Pretty sure Stephen Archer. You went to Howdell School, didn't you? Dan Barnes. Matthew Barnes. Dan Barnes. Matthew Barnes is a bit older. Is he older or something? Granddad. But Dan Barnes. Paul Salou. Who else went to Hatfield School? Oh, I can remember lots. Do you remember Hatfield School? Bill Shirley. Bill Shirley's still about. You're 52 now as well, aren't you? Eh? I said, Bill Shirley. You remember when we used to go around your house on a Friday night and leave it on a Sunday morning? Remember, I got a mate called Bill Shirley, right? I met him in Hatfield School. And kind of like, we used to sort of like have video nights every weekend. And like my mate Bill Shirley. Dan Barnes was there too. Roger Deans. Stephen Archer. Clive Rhodes. Clive Rhodes a lot. Quite a few other people. Andy was there. I can't remember everybody's names now. But we used to sort of like have parties at fucking Bill's every weekend. For about 15 to about 20 or something. We used to go around Bill's. We used to have video. We had this. Do you know in the 1980s we had this great invention called a video? A video player. Did you ever have a video player? In the 1980s, like, you know, you're about 15, 16, 17, 18, or whatever. And you got this video player. And there's about 5 in Hatfield. Do you know, we had about 5 video shops. We had Video Age, Video Venture, Video Fair, Video With, and Video something like that. But we used to go around the video shops every fucking weekend. You remember when videos were first released? For the first time ever, you could buy films or rent films. Did you know before the video recorder, you could not rent a film? No, you couldn't. You could not rent a film. Before the video, it was totally impossible. You know, the only before the 1980s, right? True. Before the 1980s, the only way you could watch a film was if it was on the cinema or on television, right? The only way you could watch a film, basically, in the 1970s, was if you watched a video. No, not watched a video. If you watched the television, a lot of films on television, yeah. And then there was a lot of films on cinema. But that was the only way. You only had 3 channels. In the 1970s, we had 3 television channels in Britain. Imagine. In Britain, we had 3 television channels. BBC One, ITV and BBC Two. That was it. That was completely it. That was all you had in the 1970s. 3 fucking channels. And they only played for about fucking 16 hours a day. You remember Closed Down about 1 o'clock, wasn't it? And we used to have Closed Down. Do you remember all the TVs used to turn off at about 1? It's true. In the 1970s, every television used to turn off at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Would you believe me if I told you that? It's true. We had 3 television channels in the 1970s. And after 1 o'clock sort of thing, everything went bleep until about midday or about 11 o'clock in the morning. Would you believe me if you only had about 12 hours of television every day in the 1970s? And at about 1 or 2 o'clock, whatever, the channels would all close down for about 10 hours or whatever. They did. We didn't have breakfast television until the 1980s. Think about it. You know breakfast TV. Breakfast TV. But you didn't have that until, like, the 1980s with Frank Boff. It was Frank Boff who started. Frank Boff was one of the first ones, wasn't he, on breakfast television. I'm just saying, we didn't even have that. Television actually went off air for about 12 hours every day or something in the 1970s. You know, no television before 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, stuff like that. I think it was about midnight to 6 o'clock, so it was about 6 hours when there was no television. So I used to sit there going, listen, going, bleep. Is this cool? Bleep. Bleep. After Closed Down. It's true. It's absolutely true. In the 1970s, they used to close down the television about 2 o'clock or something. And you only had 3 channels. You had 3. Makes me cute. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Times have changed a bit. So, yeah. I better go to bed. I've got to get up for work in the morning. Anyway, no, I'm just saying, times have changed a little bit. Because, like, in the 1970s, like, you know, we had 3 fucking channels. 3 fucking channels. And it got turned off at about 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, they were turned off about. But that was before we had computers and ZX81s and stuff. Oh, there's a billion things I could tell you about. I'll talk about that next time. I've got to go to bed. I'm very tired. Time. What should we call this film? I don't know. I was going to talk about something about. What should I call this film? Talk about all sorts of. Let's watch it and then decide what to call it. Maybe. No, but I got to upload it, so I forgot to load it down.